To Colin Peters for the wonderful introduction. Give him a round of applause. To Ryan Hill, your executive director, Nathan Smalley, your founding school leader, Bridget Hitchings, your dean of culture, who was instrumental in the invitation and in the outreach to bring me here this morning, and to your teachers, administrators, guests, family members, and most importantly, to the proud graduates of the class of 2011. Congratulations. Seen and heard a lot this morning. I don't know if there's much left to say. I've seen tears. I've seen lots of emotions. And there's certainly a milestone for everyone here. Parents, teachers, family, administrators. This is a milestone for NCA. And let me begin by congratulating all of you for reaching this milestone. Everyone has played a role, small, medium, or large, in seeing this day come to fruition. And above all, to the NCA graduates, to the class of 2011, I want to congratulate you for the simple fact that you are indeed trailblazers. You're trailblazers. And it's exactly what I want to talk about this morning as I have time with you, which is the mindset of what it means to be a trailblazer. What you've embodied, what you've demonstrated, what you have experienced through your experience here at NCA. That you are proof positive that it doesn't matter where you grow up or how much money you have or what your zip code is or your area code, that your past does not define your future. Your income does not determine your outcome. Success is not about where you are. It's about how far you've traveled. And you have indeed traveled a tremendous distance over the course of these 4 years. Stated differently, it's not where you're from, it's where you're at. And when you're at Newark Collegiate Academy, despite whatever challenge you may have faced, 4 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, or today, that we celebrate you because you are trailblazers. And for those who said it couldn't be done, 96% and counting are going on to college. So the theme from our remarks is the following. From the road less traveled to the road never traveled, as the next generation of trailblazers. From the road less traveled to the road never traveled, as the next generation of trailblazers. Let me begin by asking you graduates to take a moment and reflect on the past years of your life. Not just the past 4 years, but the years leading up to this moment, from preschool to kindergarten to elementary school to junior high school and now NCA. If you pause and think about it for a moment, it is a unique sequence of events that has hopefully left you with some very powerful images and memorable experiences that will hopefully last you a lifetime, full of highs and lows, ups and downs, tosses and turns, sides to sides. Think about your experiences here at NCA. Think about when you first arrived here, your first day. And it was a completely new experience to you and to everyone around you. Think about all the things that we just heard throughout this morning, from paper clips in your mouth, to your first college campus visit, to teaching teachers how to dance, classrooms with no chairs, all the things that we've heard this morning. Remember the first A that you received in your report card. Remember the first C or D you received. Remember SATs, ACTs, college applications. And I know somebody has to remember this. Does anybody remember going home and acting like you didn't get that progress report? Only to realize your parents had access to online and it didn't make a difference. But if you really take the time to reflect on these years, you'll notice that your experience at NCA is very much like walking down a road. That much like traveling down a path or a road, it has had winds and twists and turns, potholes and obstacles, and even speed bumps and at times dead ends. Right? And even more germane to my remarks is that your experience at NCA, like a road, has often taken you places that very few people have been before. Or it's taken you places that no one has ever been before. I'm sure you're all familiar with the poem by Robert Frost, The Road Not Taken, where he wrote that two roads diverged in a wood and I took the one less traveled by. and that has made all the difference. But let me ask you a question which you have an appreciation for. What do you do when there is no road? Think about it. What do you do when there is no path neatly laid out for you to follow? No set activities, no history, no precedent, no forebearers, no forerunners to set the example for you to follow. What do you do under those circumstances? Exactly. Because if you think about the analogy of your experience as a road, if you think about the road less traveled, the road less traveled implies that somebody traveled that road before you, that you're following in some ways in the footsteps of others. But if you think about it, each of you in your own unique way has embarked on a new pathway with each passing day. And while there may have been points and places and moments in time where your paths crossed and intersected and intertwined, at the end of the day, no two paths have been alike. You have all, in some way, shape, or form, been blazing trails. And so if, in order to be a trailblazer, and I believe that you, NCA 2011 graduates, are trailblazers, if, in order to be a trailblazer, the road less traveled must become the road never traveled, then what do you do when there is no road? I'm going to answer that question before I conclude my remarks.